This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to this edition of Talk Business and Politics. It is day 64 of the 93rd Arkansas General Assembly. This Monday was particularly busy as legislators look to unclog some of the committee agendas that are building up as we move into the second half of the session. A slew of pandemic-related bills passed the full House. House Bill 1487 provides civil immunity for a person or a person's employee, agent, or officer for damages or injuries caused from the exposure of COVID-19 on business premises. Senate Bill 301 requires state agencies to return fines collected on businesses during the public health emergency. Senate Bill 379 restructures the process for a governor to declare a public health emergency to include much more legislative input and oversight. And Senate Bill 525 actually cleared a Senate panel today, not in the House, but it moves the Franchise Tax Administration from DF&A to the Secretary of State's office. Expect that bill to work its way through the Senate and down to the House. And you can follow these stories on our website at talkbusiness.net. When we come back from this word from our sponsors, Attorney General Leslie Rutledge filed a new lawsuit today. It deals with opioids. We'll bring you the news on that. And later, columnist John Brummett of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette with his analysis of the trajectory of state and national politics. Talk Business and Politics is sponsored in part by Capital Advisors Group and...
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas. Our 17 electric distribution cooperatives are working day and night to provide reliable, affordable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses, just like yours. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But if you're looking for something more, Walmart has you covered. We provide quality care, no appointment necessary. Whether you're looking for fresh, healthy groceries to fill your prescription, get a flu shot, or pick up your next pair of glasses, we're standing by with in-store health professionals available across the country to offer patient-first, affordable care whenever you need it. Apples, optional.
Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, who is running for governor of Arkansas, filed a new lawsuit today. Here are the details. Rutledge filed suit Monday against Walgreens under the Arkansas Deceptive Trade Practices Act, saying the drug retailer failed to report and prevent suspicious opioid purchases as it was required to do under the law. The complaint says the drug retailer failed to institute controls to prevent the diversion of drugs into the black market. Walgreens filled more than 142 million dosage units of oxycodone and hydrocodone in Arkansas from 2006 to 2014. 9 of the company's pharmacies were among the top 20 recipients of prescription opioids in the state. The state of Arkansas is seeking injunctive relief to stop Walgreens' actions, maximum civil penalties for each violation of the state's consumer protection laws, damages, including punitive damages. And Rutledge said her office does not have a targeted dollar figure in mind. The suit was filed in Pulaski County Circuit Court and seeks a jury trial. Walgreens denies the allegations and says it will vigorously defend itself against this litigation. And we will do our best to get Attorney General Rutledge on our program a little bit later on this week. After this word from our sponsors, John Brummett, columnist with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, with his take on state and national politics. Stay tuned. Talk Business and Politics is sponsored in part by Impact Management Group and...
We have a large commitment to our solar for good reason. It lowers customers' rates. It's emissions-free.
Entergy Arkansas is the largest provider of solar in the state of Arkansas.
Utility-scale solar is much more economic for customers. We're going to operate it. We're going to maintain it. We're going to focus on it. That's what we do for a living.
We want to continue to find ways to partner with our customers to meet their renewable energy goals.
Customers want this. We want to provide it. So our commitment is for the long term.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for more than 65 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
And welcome back to the program. I'm joined by columnist John Brummett of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. John, good to see you as always. And good to see you, actually, because I got a picture of you.
Good to be seen. I've got a new device here that we just, you were good technical help. It seems to be working. As long as I can look at the right camera lens here, we'll be fine.
All right.
Right.
Let's begin with a little something that's happened on Twitter over the weekend, and that is Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who wants to be governor of the state of Arkansas.
Yes.
Is going to reopen the schools and businesses, stop illegal immigration, and be on the front lines fighting for Arkansas for all that. Do we have schools and businesses closed here in Arkansas?
No. And she's spending so much time out of state and on national cable television that maybe she's not aware of what's going on here. In fact, she tweeted last night a picture of herself at some fundraiser somewhere. Did you see this? With that Donald Trump showed up at. She didn't bother saying. I didn't hear any reports about Trump coming into Arkansas for an Arkansas fundraiser. I suspect that was down in Florida, even though she hasn't said. Look, I've said all I can say about this. It's just frustrating. But she is running for governor of Arkansas almost incidentally. She is taking us for granted. She is running on the talking points that I'm sure, as a political operative trained, her polling tells her she's supposed to run on, and that is to own the liberals, to own the national liberals. I've got a column coming tomorrow that calls her Sarah the Liberal Slayer, and that's what she's running as. And it's got very little to do with Arkansas. And she's taking us for granted, and I think she can get away with it. I do propose tomorrow that she get her friend Trump to do with her a public service announcement encouraging people in Arkansas to go get the vaccine. Because Dr. Fauci said on Meet the Press, Trump could help, because it's his voters who overlap with the nearly half of the people out there who have some aversion. And I thought, since we've got this special connection with Trump and our governor in waiting, maybe she could bring him in and they could do an Arkansas PSA. I bet the local television stations would run it, don't you?
Well,
if they did.
I don't know if she's a candidate for governor. They might.
Well, you could bring in Leslie Rutledge. I do propose Leslie could come in and squeeze into the frame and participate in some way and try to get something. I'm just looking desperately for something positive out of this horrible situation our state finds itself in. So that's what I got on that.
Well, maybe we'll turn our attention to the legislature, and you can find the rejuvenation that you're looking for here. Some have said that the legislature has lurched, maybe leapfrogged is a better word, to the right. We have bills dealing with creation science. We have laws now dealing with stand your ground, certainly strict abortion, anti-abortion laws now, medical decisions, transgender folks are here, hate crimes is stopped. I like to think that I run in a pretty diverse circle of friends and acquaintances and business associates. And really, besides the social injustice and the hate crimes bill, some of these other things just don't pop up in my conversations. Why are we spending so much time on all this cultural division?
Well, because, Roby, that's what's taken over Arkansas politics, which is still, if it's consolidated, still a rural conservative state. And there's this new term that I'm hearing more about called white Christian nationalism. And it's a very conservative, culturally conservative brand of Trumpism that's sort of spun off the Tea Party and Trumpism. And it's all about thinking that the national liberals are leading us into sin, and we've got to stop it. And it's people getting elected from rural Arkansas out of churches where those kinds of things are held as gospel. And that's what we got. States like Arkansas, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, which are largely rural, largely white, with African-American populations not up like they are in Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Those tend to be the most overwhelmingly Trumpian white rural conservative states. And that's just where we are. And these folks believe they're commanded to get down there in Little Rock and stop the national liberals from doing to Arkansas what they're doing to San Francisco, what they've done to San Francisco. That's what we got. Asa Hutchinson is not entirely of that mindset. In fact, he's averse to it in some ways, but he keeps making these political decisions to sign their bills for the practical consideration it'd be overridden anyway. So it's giving us all kind of a warm-up for the next governorship, for where Arkansas seems to be headed for the next, decade or so.
All right, let's turn our attention back to vaccines. You've been vaccinated. How has your experience been?
Well, I've had one. Friday, I get the second. It was great. I went to, I won't advertise any particular place, but there is a place in West Little Rock associated with a pharmacy that has doing vaccines at sort of a double office building in a strip mall down at the other end. It's very expansive, looks like a ballroom, got a very efficient setup, and it's easy, has been easy to make an appointment there. I made one for a family member last week and accompanied her, and she just got right in and got right out. And there weren't that many people there. So it's been fine. I hear the second vaccine, which I'll get Friday, is a little stouter and has taken a couple of friends of mine into sort of a lethargic state, made them feel bad for a couple of days, which is a sign that it's working. So I look forward to that. What I look forward to is everybody getting these dang shots, whether it's the J&J 1 or the 2. There don't need to be any available appointments. There need to, and we don't even need appointments. We need major sites. When all these vaccines from the Biden administration start coming in, as they soon will, we've got to open this up for everybody. We've got to have mobile units into disadvantaged neighborhoods. You got to have walk-in clinics for anybody who'll go get one. We're about to the point where we don't need to phase it in according to need. We need numbers. We need to start building toward herd immunity, and I think surely the governor's going to do that soon.
Well, maybe in your lethargic state on Friday, you can take in some Razorback basketball, and it'll get you pumped up and over your.
Well, it is exciting. It's a retro experience in Arkansas for March Madness to matter for the Hogs, and people are very, very excited. Of course, I told some people on Twitter that I'm picking Colgate by 15, and I got them quite upset with me. But I'm just kidding. I just try to bug people. It's so easy to do. That's what I do.
John, we're not losing to a college named after some toothpaste, buddy. It's not happening, okay?
I wouldn't think so, but it's good to joke about. People take me seriously.
All right. He's John Brummett, columnist with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. We appreciate you as always.
Good to get this done. See you next time.
All right. That's all for today's program. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.